Word stress is an important part of communicating clearly in English. So today I'll introduce syllables and word stress. First, we'll look at what syllables are, then the characteristics of word stress, the importance of word stress, and finally, some resources that are useful for checking and practicing word stress. So let's start with syllables. What is a syllable? A syllable is a unit of speech that contains one vowel sound. Let's look at some examples. A one-syllable word, care, one vowel sound. Two syllables, careful, two vowel sounds, two syllables. Carefully, three vowel sounds, three syllables. You can also think of it in terms of how many beats a word has. If you were tapping the beats with a pencil, sport has one beat, one vowel sound. Support has two beats, two vowel sounds. Supporting has three beats, three vowel sounds. All right, so now that we know what a syllable is, let's talk about word stress. In a multi-syllable word, a word with more than one syllable, you're going to have one syllable that is stronger than all the others. So for example, create, mechanism, analysis, economics. All right, that underlying syllable was the stronger one, and you probably noticed that my voice did different things on that syllable. The stressed syllable has a clear vowel sound, and it's lengthened. So let's look at those examples again. Create, mechanism. It might help you to imagine a rubber band lengthening. Create, right? That vowel sound is lengthened. Mechanism. So the lengthening is important, and the vowel sounds were clear. A is very clear. F is very clear. The unstressed syllables like creep or mechanism did not have as clear vowel sounds, and they were much shorter. Let's look at the other two examples again. Analysis, economics. So again, lengthening and clear vowel sounds. So why is stress important? Well, word stress is part of how we recognize a spoken word. If you stress a word differently than the way we expect, we may not recognize that word, or we may mistake it for another word. So let's look at some examples. Here, the first word we have here, if you stress it correctly on the second syllable, dessert, we'll think of the final course of a meal. If you stress it on the first syllable, desert, we'll have a completely different image come to mind. We'll think of, for example, the Sahara Desert. So there, a change in stress creates a change in meaning. And the next word, another example, content. If you stress the first syllable, content, we'll think of what something's made of or what its ingredients are, content. But if you stress it on the second syllable, content, then we'll think of the word meaning happy, content. Finally, one more example, elementary. If you stress it correctly on the third syllable, elementary, we'll think of the lower level of education or something very basic, elementary. However, if you accidentally misstress it and put it on the second syllable, elementary, there is no word stressed that way. So we will start to think of something else likely. For example, if you say elementary, we will likely think you're saying a lemon tree, right? So it's very important to stress words with the pattern that we expect. We will recognize them much more easily. All right. Now let's look at some resources. So when you're preparing for some kind of speaking event, maybe a presentation, you can confirm the stress of words or practice them with some good resources online. I have one online dictionary here, the Oxford one. Of course, there are many others. And also Youglish, youglish.com. And I'll just briefly demonstrate each. So an online dictionary, in this case, the Oxford one, will show you the words where they're stressed as well as the sounds. And if you click on the symbol, you can actually hear it pronounced as well. It has both British English and American English, so you can go with either that you prefer. So the dictionary is certainly a good way to quickly check the stress and pronunciation. Youglish.com. This is a great website, completely free. Don't have to be a member. But it has basically compiled a lot of online videos that had transcripts. It's compiled them and organized them so that if you type in a word, you search with a word, like in my case, I chose economics. It will queue up a whole bunch of video clips with people saying that word. So I chose economics. I got 13,144 video clips. And as I click through them, they will go exactly to the sentence where the person is saying that word. All right. So it's a great way to hear a variety of speakers say the word in context. And it's a nice way to practice it if you want to practice it. So I highly recommend Youglish as a way to listen and practice word stress of any word that you choose. All right. So to wrap up, some points to remember about syllables and word stress. One syllable in a word, a multi-syllable word, is going to be stronger than the others. And those stressed syllables will have a clear vowel sound and they're lengthened. Incorrectly stressed words can cause miscommunication. People may not recognize the word, they may mistake it for another word. And finally, online dictionaries and Youglish.com are very useful resources for checking and practicing stress. Thank you.